Hello, it's Wednesday, June 22nd. It's 13 days since the last inspection, since I put on last year's super for these bees. Today my inspection is really to see how they're getting on and whether we're close or even able today to be able to put on the floor super. I'll wait for a moment to see if I need the gloves. Just first of all go in and see how they're doing. Been inspecting daily through this glass panel, and I mean the bees look to be in good shape. I've also been spending quite a bit of time inspecting to see if there's pollen coming in from bees, and there has been a steady supply of pollen. Weather's been pretty decent. It's a lovely day today. Some days with 20 degrees C of temperature. So let's see what they're doing first of all with this super. So if you remember from the last video, I put in a lot of honey, but some of it had been had a go at by wax moths. They seem to have tidied all this up now. This is all in very good shape. You can see it's all pure capped honey, and they seem to have done some repairs to these frames. They're all in, that's in very good shape. I'm interested to see whether they've converted any of this into brood. First of all, I think I might have a look at the frame. I put one empty frame into this, and I'm interested to see what that empty frame is doing. See if I can get the empty frame to come out. They're very, very sticky, it has to be said, there's no question about that. So 2 weeks ago that was a completely empty frame, and as you can see they have produced some nice comb, almost filled. There's some large bees in there, which are male bees. So that's a very nice bit of comb they've produced. Very nice. Just going to put this here for a while I have a look at some of the adjacent ones, just to see if any of these have been turned into anything for rearing brood, or whether they're just maintaining this as their honey stores. Now here we have what looks like half honey and half being used for brood, which is a very good sign. This looks to me like new brood. There's lots of workers got their head into various of the cells there. Have a look at one more. I don't want to. This year I have a definite policy of trying to minimize the impact of inspections on the brood. In particular, I do not want to run the risk of in any way hurting the queen. That's the main thing. And the queen could be up here, because it looks like they are using some of this for brood now, which is a good thing. There's a bee here, I don't want to hurt any single bee that I don't have to. they're very, very active on these cells. And none of this has got capped brood, so it seems to be maybe mostly just fresh honey stores. Yes, I'm not using this for brood at all. So with that, I'm going to put the new frame back in and take a look down. So the thing is, when you've got a brood and a hive like we have here, is you've got to take this top box off. What I don't like is that every time they seem to just produce a lot of stuff on the bottom of these, and then they won't go back in. So you're kind of faced with a situation of scraping off lots of propolis's from the bottom of here. Otherwise they don't go back in. So there we are. I've done that because you can see lots of bees are already sort of in a space there. I think they're going to be very, maybe slightly less happy now, because definitely the bee has decided to sting me there. So I am going to have to put the gloves on now. They're really not happy. There's no panic. And, yes, you can tell the sound of the hive has changed. Just removing that sting from my hand. Yeah, got me. Stung, and the bees definitely weren't very happy about me scraping that stuff off the bottom of that frame and moving a few bees about. So yeah, they weren't happy with that. Okay, let me just try to calm them down a bit. I'm going to now take a quick look at the box underneath, and I think I am going to put the Floor Super on. That's the first sting I've had, interestingly. It wasn't very pleasant, I have to say. It'll teach me not to take my gloves off. So, here we go. I'm not sure, I haven't been. There's a bean I've got inside my leg. Or maybe I'm just panicking now unnecessarily. So let's just stay calm. Get stung, it's not a big problem. Calm the bees down a bit. Some smoke on me. I'm really just wanting to make sure that some of the frames that were empty in here now are being used, and then I shall put everything back. They're definitely making a sizable humming noise now, which obviously the way the hive lets you know it's not happy. I'm just checking So this frame doesn't have a lot going on, does it? Under here. It's so it's maybe as a consequence of putting the floor super on, the wall super on, is that bees are not now doing a lot in here. Yeah. So I can definitely see there's 3 frames here which are basically empty. So I'm maybe not going to put the floor super on yet until there are a few more bees, because I expected this to be full under here, but since I've put the super on, you can see they stopped working down here. This was a completely empty frame 2 weeks ago. It's now being worked on, still being produced, but they haven't completed it. Similar to the one next door. So while that's happening, while they're still filling this up, I don't want to overburden them with putting another super on top, i.e. the floor super, and giving them even more work to do. I think that would be just too much. So I wonder if I dare scrape some of this off. It's just, once again, they produce this, and yet it actually inhibits putting things on top. Let me just maybe try this time to get the bees to go in a bit. And gently scrape some of this away. Scrape some of this away from here. So while the bees have gone down, gently but quickly scraping all this off. It's kind of unnecessary. It doesn't aid the bees. I'm not quite sure why they do it, but they do. And I think it's just any gap they seem to want to fill. So I'm not going to go any further in, as much as I might like to see what's going on in terms of new brood being produced. I can still see they're very busy. So there's plenty of space still for the bees. They're not in any way short of space. That's the main thing I wanted to ascertain. They're busy working away. Got plenty of honey to feed them. It was my fault I got a sting. It's initially a bit of a shock when you get your first sting like that, but it subsides quite quickly. It was my fault because I was aggressively, actually almost attacking the bees by scraping the propulsus off the bottom of the frame that was in this super, and obviously one of the bees just got a bit too much of that and got defensive. But it is interestingly that they became very calm very quickly thereafter, and I hadn't got any bees buzzing around me, and no bees like landing on the gloves looking like they want to sting and attack me. It was just a one-off caused by me, I have to say. So I'm not going to do any more. I've ascertained what I need to ascertain, which is that they've tidied up the honey super. They're using it. There's more honey in there. I didn't see any cap brood, which will be in the bomb, but I'm confident that the bees are still producing new brood. It's just that the extra work I've given them in the last 2 weeks of tidying up this super has taken them away from finishing producing the frames and utilizing all of the frames in the main brood box. I'm going to give them more time now to work on that, as they clearly need so. Maybe another 2 weeks, after which come back and then see whether the hive is in a better state for using it to better state, and perhaps then can reconsider putting the super on. But for the moment, we'll leave them and look again in 2 weeks.